all ride together to Valhalla. Welcome to the gamertrash podcast.
Witness me!
Episode 2. So, it's been, a couple of months, if we want to address the elephant in the room, I guess. Yeah, 2 months?
Actually, no, it's been longer. It's been maybe 3 months.
3 months,
I mean, life gets in the way.
Life gets hella strange. So.
Life is strange.
Episode 3, now out!
Alright, so I'm joined here in the bedroom studio with, introduce yourselves.
You know me, Felipe Cabrera, a.k.a. F Chupacabra on Tumblr and on Twitter. You should follow me.
Alright, we're doing plugs now.
Oh, you got a plug, man. You can follow me on Twitter, F Chupacabra, just at me. Or, F Chupacabra, Tumblr. Just follow me. I'm just that great. Also, Silent Hills is cancelled.
Yeah.
I'm Key. That's it.
Confirmed, she is Key.
Do you want to tell everyone about your hobby?
I cosplay.
Alright, and I'm Shaquille. I'm
gamertrash.
Your second host, co-host, whatever the fuck I am. I don't know. Meteor producer. I don't know. I want to get a fancy title. I need a fancy title.
I'm this audio engineer.
Yeah, you can be the audio engineer.
Yes! Rad.
I'll be social media. I am social media.
You are social
media. I am social
You're
media.
all of it.
Yes.
Facebook, MySpace, Twitter.
You know what? I gotta make a MySpace. You know what? Let's make a...
We should make a MySpace.
Let's make a MySpace.
We'll make
it's
a MySpace.
for music stuff now, so this is music.
Actually, we could put the audio up on
Well,
I haven't been on MySpace in over 10 years, so I don't know.
I know it's for music, because I know my stuff's deleted.
Bro, I never
from
touched
8th grade.
I'm so happy I saw it happen and pass, and I was like, oh, well, good thing I never touched it.
Yeah.
I did have a Zynga, though. That was trash. I could not code.
Yes. Anyway, we are all here to talk about video games because we're discussing gamer trash.
Yep. Gamer Trash Podcast. So, what have you guys been playing since forever?
Key, what have you been playing? You can go first. It's gonna be brief.
I've been grinding in Monster Hunter like crazy. I'm going insane. And Life is Strange.
Life is Indeed Strange. Episode 3 came out, what?
Now out.
Now out. Did it come out earlier this week? Last week. It came out last week.
Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten a chance to play it. I am an episode behind, but hearing good things.
I want to jump back to Monster Hunter. Now, when I initially saw the trailer for Monster Hunter 4, I was hyped as shit.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Should I still? It's the same?
S3, honestly.
But there was more you can jump now, you know?
Yeah, you can ride your monster!
You can jump and you can mount.
Monster Hunter is the only game where the ability to jump will get you hyped.
It actually does add. It adds some good stuff.
You can ride the monster.
You can ride the monster.
Ride the monster.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
You honestly buy it.
In other games, no, seriously, we take jumping for granted.
Yeah, we do. And I kind of dropped off with Monster Hunter a little bit just because I kind of fell behind with everybody.
Yeah.
And I just occasionally hop back in. It's still fun. Yeah, Monster Hunter's still Monster Hunter.
And it's online.
It's online. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Have you tried it online yet? How is it?
Yes.
Yeah, we done it a few
Okay.
times. It's pretty good. It's actually it's solid. It works. There's been occasional times with lag and latency and whatever, and getting disconnects, but nothing too bad.
Now, here's my other question. Since Monster Hunter 3, it was a port from the Wii.
Yeah.
So visually,
Well,
it was
/expansion.
It was a port / expansion, but it was pretty much building off the try from the Wii.
Yeah.
So that being said, that means visually it was alright. Is it better in 4?
Well, here's the thing. The Monster Hunter Tri was only on the Wii, and then they had Tri Ultimate, which was the 3DS
and Wii U, but they didn't.
The Wii U version looked really nice because it was HD. The 3DS one was just 3DS.
Which it should have been HD because I paid $300 for an HD handheld.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It doesn't look bad. It just looks like a handheld game. You know?
Okay.
But with 4 Ultimate right now, we only have the 3DS version, and I don't know if they're gonna do a Wii U version that has HD graphics. So I think this one might only be exclusive to handhelds.
Oh wait, so I didn't know that. I thought. Oh, okay. All right. this is speculation.
Mm-hmm.
It would be in Capcom's best interest to release it on the Wii U. So we might maybe we might see something like at the end of the year. I don't know. They're gonna have a conference this summer. They have to. Everyone's doing it. All the cool kids are doing it. And Life is Strange. Do we want to touch it or no?
You guys can go ahead and touch it.
I touched it.
I'll sit here and
Oh,
cover
right.
my ears.
Okay, I am very conflicted on this series right now, and I'm conflicted. There's a lot of certain things. But for one, the writing is kind of wearing on me now. It's starting to get really cheesy. I mean, okay, Warren.
The slang stuff.
Yeah, the slang.
Yeah.
Because in the first episode, I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. But then, like, it starts wearing on me, and like,
it's a little too much. It's like nobody uses all those all the time.
Amazeballs.
Amazing, yeah, things like that. And
Wait. Question:
Yeah.
Did you guys go ape?
What?
Did you guys go ape with Warren?
Oh, Planet of the Apes. Warren, he kept blowing up Max's phone about going to see that.
We didn't have
movie.
a choice.
You didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
He's so weird. No, because remember that one text he sends where it's like, "Oh, I bought the tickets. Now
you can't get out of it."
Yeah, dude. I was calling it from episode 1. Dude was
I wish
like,
you could be like, I'm a lesbian. Leave me alone.
I was like, I don't know. I had like a weird vibe about him, and then like I was like, episode 2. I was like, I don't really like him, but apparently he's like a really quote unquote nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him in the first episode because he took that punch. No, seriously.
Did he have a choice?
Even if I was a nice dude, I wouldn't take that punch.
Hmm.
I wouldn't take that punch.
I'd
He
be
took
like,
that punch.
well, guess you're getting choked out tonight,
Yeah,
girl.
like I'm out. I don't think that's what they're going for with him. I just think that's what he's coming off as.
Yeah.
Because he's a nice guy without like the quote unquote nice guy. No, he's a nice kid. You know, he's
He taught you how to
He's
make a
just-
bomb.
Yeah.
Coming off a bit strong.
he's reliable.
Yeah.
That's what I like about him. He's reliable. He's a reliable character.
You can make a bomb.
He can make a bomb. But I liked like within this episode they really focused on Max and Chloe's relationship. And
I'm confused.
you're confused? About
Because
what?
I don't know, like, is it like friendship or like.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I don't know if that. I think that might be up to the player.
I think so too. Like, towards the end, you're gonna be like, who you wanna fuck?
Yeah. But no, I liked because you really get more backstory
Yeah,
on
yeah.
their relationship and like how things have been since like Max left.
Mm.
And Chloe's like so like bitter about it. And it's really annoying. Like she had a choice, like Max had a choice.
Like, I
and
couldn't
everything.
fucking tell my parents, no, I'm not moving. I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
stay here
I'm-
on the streets to stay with you, Chloe.
I'm 13.
Yeah.
Like damn.
That's the only thing. It's just like, come on, let it go. Like, come on.
And but yeah, I like that. You also interact more with Chloe's family. Did you defend Chloe or
Okay.
David?
Why would anyone defend David?
Yeah.
Like, he's been nothing but a shitbag to you. Like, of course not. I was like, oh fuck this, I'm defending Chloe.
What's like gets me to my next complaint. Like some like, all right, remember like when you're playing The Walking Dead,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these choices they were gray area because there wasn't really a right answer.
Yeah, it's like sometimes it was like, oh, which character do you like more, or how do you want to go about a particular situation?
Yeah.
Life is Strange is very like clear cut.
It's-
It feels
yeah.
like there's definitely a perfect playthrough that you can
Yeah,
have.
and you can see the path.
Yeah, and you can see it. And like sometimes you'll make a choice and be like, all right, this is good, and then later on it'll screw up. But I feel like if you do like a second playthrough of the game, you'll definitely be able to do like a perfect playthrough. Nothing goes wrong ever,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Whereas like, I mean, I guess that is part of it with like, you know, the whole time traveling aspect.
Yeah.
Lets you go back and change things so that your playthrough feels perfect for you. But like, I don't know, maybe like the game would be drastically different without it because you know,
Yeah.
it's a main mechanic and you know it's definitely used. But
I mean,
like,
the vibe I got from the first episode was that you can, with that power, yeah, you can change the consequences of an action now, but there's gonna be later ramifications.
And you can't change the.
And you can't change that.
Yeah.
Because now you're stuck with that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Now it doesn't feel like a big deal. And do you want to get into spoiler territory? We're gonna get into spoiler territory.
Okay, yeah, spoilers. Spoiler alert.
We could just timestamp it.
Timestamp it, yeah.
Yeah, so 10:57. All right, go.
So Max has another power. She can look at a photograph and go into that moment. So she saw a photograph of her and Chloe when they were little kids, when her father was still alive.
Right before it happens.
Right before it happens. So you go in that picture. So now you're little Max, and you stop him from going in the car and getting into that car accident.
So we're in straight up butterfly effect. Like,
yeah.
Well, there's a butterfly.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a butterfly.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, but here's my question now, and this is kind of ticking me off about this whole shit. So, did any of my choices before this moment even matter? Like, what stays the same? What's different?
I don't know. Like, I don't get that either. How are they gonna like?
Because it's drastically different now.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You know what?
What?
All right. So when you play through episodes 1 and 2, you know how at the end it gives you the breakdown of your choices.
Yeah.
And there's also like a little tab that says more, and it shows you all like the little smaller choices. There's also a thing that shows how many photos that you've taken throughout the game.
Oh.
Would you be able to maybe theoretically go back into the past episodes? Like, you go back to like an episode 1 situation or an episode 2 situation.
That'd be really interesting.
And start changing stuff around there.
I don't know. That would be really cool. That would be...
Because if you haven't been taking the photos,
yeah,
you have less points to jump to, but if you've been taking like every photo compulsively,
that'd be really
you have a lot more to play around with, so...
But I don't know, like, if this is a power she can control, or if this is something that's triggered by her emotional response.
And you're saying that she just got this, right?
Yeah, like, it just happened.
Huh.
But, like, now things are drastically different. Like, now, in this new timeline, she's in the Vortex Club.
Ugh.
Yeah, so she's friends with all those people. Warren is dating some, what's-her-face? That Latina chick?
Yeah,
Wait,
that Latina chick.
Brooke?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I had a feeling that they were supposed to.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've never seen him.
I've never seen them interact.
No,
I just see him thirsty over Max the whole time.
In episode 2, I think she's like making like she's kind of not that cool with Max because she knows that Warren's into Max.
Okay.
But she's definitely like interested in Warren, and you can see like sort of hints that she's like not talking to him, but like kind of scoping him out.
Max is so bitter about this. Like, oh my god, he's dating
yeah,
her.
and it's like, you have 2
Wait,
beautiful women. Why did you
Wait,
get it?
Max is bitter of it?
Yes,
if anything, it'd be like,
Yeah,
all
she's
right,
just like,
he's off
oh,
me now.
that's good, or something like really bitter, and then I'm just like, we shouldn't care.
Yeah. And then like now that leads up to the even bigger reveal. So
Oh my god.
Chloe's father is still alive.
Okay.
So you think, oh shit, so you go visit Chloe.
Life
You think
is perfect!
Everything's perfect. The last thing you see is when he opens the door, you see Chloe in a wheelchair in a brace. She's
Oh.
disabled.
Yep.
Huh.
Meaning, I think what probably happened was that she got into a
The
car accident.
Because the last picture you see when all the other photos are getting deleted and the new ones are coming, she has her car keys. I think that was the last one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's why everyone's assuming that too in the tags and stuff. They're saying, yeah, she probably got in an accident. So I think probably too.
Oh, and it's one of those things where it's like somebody has.
Yeah,
to,
it's good. Like, this is
Somebody
something
has
that's
to
set in
take the
stone. It's supposed to happen.
It's a fixed point in time.
But now here's well, one, I kind of laughed. And I'm going to tell you why. So, because it's one of those like reveal things, so it's like it's kind of building up. Like, he opens the door and you see Max's face, and she recoils, and she's like, and then you see her, and I'm like, that is rude as fuck. You don't do that. You don't do that. That's not nice.
Especially if that's what you're looking at. Like, fuck.
And talk about like Chloe looks. Besides her being bound to a wheelchair, she looks very different. Her hair isn't dyed. She looks
like she would if she just grew up without having a punk face.
She didn't have she doesn't look like she had.
Wait,
that.
Chloe without colored hair?
Yeah, she looks like she didn't hit that rebellious streak.
I can't. I like colored hair, Chloe.
Yeah, it looks like she didn't hit that rebellious streak. For someone who is in her condition, she seemed pretty happy. I guess she had to come to terms with
Yeah, and
that.
she was like, oh.
I mean,
I mean,
my life.
she still has her father, and she doesn't have to deal with David.
So, is this a better situation? Because, you know,
Mm.
everyone's still alive. David is also a bus driver now.
Yeah. Wonderful.
I don't know if that's a punishment. I'm sorry for bus drivers who are listening to this. Like,
No, they know the territory. I'm sorry, kids suck. Kids suck.
Yeah, so now he's
All right, so and the spoilers.
Huh?
And spoilers.
Yeah.
All right, so it's like 6 minutes of spoilers. All right,
Yeah.
I'll just
Fine.
I'll just write that. Yeah, I'll just write that down in text so I can warn people. All right, so Felipe, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of stuff. Recently, what have I been playing? Oh, I just started a New Vegas playthrough.
Because the Mad Max.
Because Mad Max.
You know, let's go to Mad Max.
Because
we've all seen it, right?
Have you seen it, Key?
No, of course
Okay.
not.
Oh.
I don't care. You guys can spoil it.
I mean, I
I'm
don't really
not
want to
affected
go
by
too
that.
much into Mad Max.
It's hard to spoil, but like, fucking hell,
It's a
that's
great movie.
good ass
Wonderful movie. I mean, this is a great example of a director who goes back to a franchise that he created 30 years ago. Was like, you know what? All these other action movies, they're not standing up. Let me come back. I'm gonna bring back Max. I'm gonna show how it's done.
Let me show you young and tough.
But like, what's great? What like? Because I haven't seen a Mad Max movie in a long time. So
Is
watching
Max a girl?
Max is a man.
Okay.
You're thinking about Furiosa, who is kind of like.
We're talking about a different Max.
No, I was just thinking it would be the second girl Max in my life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, doesn't Chloe does call
Yeah,
She has. I looked at her
nicknames.
things and her like usernames and stuff.
One
and
of
one of them was Mad Max. And I was
One of
like,
them was Mad Max.
didn't see it, but yay, reference.
Reference. But like watching that movie, it makes it more just blatant, like how video games, like these post-apocalyptic video games, have taken so much from Mad Max.
Yeah, the inspirations.
The inspiration, it's just like bleeding with it from Mad Max, from Boy and His Dog. Which is funny because Mad Max was heavily inspired by Boy and His Dog.
Hmm.
So, you know, it goes down that chain. So, yeah, so I started, you know, I was like, man, I really want to play Fallout. And, like, you play Fallout, and it's like, I'm playing Mad Max. It is very similar to Mad Max because your character's a wanderer. And like I don't know if you've seen the other movies, but, like, Max is pretty much a guy. He just wanders into the situations. He you know, and that's what it feels like. So, like, yeah, Fallout is effectively a Mad Max game. So, oh man, so yeah, I'm doing that. I tried starting I started a hardcore playthrough. For some reason, I decided I'm not going to do that. It's because my followers kept dying.
Oh yeah, and they permanent.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it.
And also, if you, I'm not sure if it was a bug when I played, but you know how like the cazadors have that poison?
Yeah.
If your followers get hit with the poison and you try to do the thing where you give them a stim pack, it would send their health instantly to the negatives.
Okay.
Where basically you try to heal them, they instantly die. So poison was basically always a death sentence
Holy
unless
shit.
they had enough health to survive it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it was like a game-breaking thing.
I mean,
for me
one of
back
the
then.
many game-breaking bugs.
Because, you know, Bethesda and...
Well, it wasn't Bethesda's fault. It was more Obsidian has
there we
never
go. Obsidian.
like they've never released a completed game ever.
Still haven't. Keep that
They
track
still
record
haven't.
going.
Oh no, Stick of Truth came out in really good condition.
Oh, they did Stick of Truth?
Yeah, they
Oh,
did
fair
that
enough.
one. That was very good. But I mean, yeah, I'm having fun with that playthrough. And initially, I like Fallout 3 a little bit more than New Vegas, but New Vegas, like, there's so many more like just
Mechanical
things. Down to like true iron sights. The crafting system is great.
Hmm.
There's a variety of weapons. Way
more
weapons,
variety,
especially for people who like energy weapons. You can get energy weapons sooner, and there's a lot of different kinds of energy weapons, unique weapons, and modifications. Like this game mechanically, it's better.
Yeah.
But I like the location of the Capital Wasteland.
Way better than the desert.
Yeah, way better than Mojave. The Capital Wasteland, it felt more like a Mad Max scenario where there's only pockets of civilization.
I mean, like, the Mojave makes sense as a, like, if we're comparing to Mad Max, because it's mostly desert and badlands. Whereas Wasteland, you had this whole city to explore.
Well, the wasteland, but a lot of it, but you forget how big that map is because the majority of that map is just a desert. It's just a desert wasteland. It's
Yeah,
just,
wasteland, but not desert. Like,
yeah, but
yeah,
it's all true.
open ground basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that game had a bigger map. There's more places to explore. Very great use of passive storytelling when you're going through these different locations.
Yeah,
Every location had a story.
Yeah. All right, now going back to the movie,
Yeah.
Mad Max, like I'm trying to find the word for it, but like the cinematography of it,
Amazeballs.
amazeballs. Like, and they do so much world building
Yeah.
without having an exposition dump on you.
Yeah.
Without being like, here is a story of how
It's
the
a
world
movie that
came to
respects
be.
his audience.
And it's like there's so many little things like as you like in the when you see the city that they're in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have like little bits of like, oh, here's how they eat. Here's how their industry works. Here's where people are getting their water from. Here's how they're surviving.
And then you learn
And
a little bit about
it
like,
doesn't tell you that.
Yeah.
It just shows you that by like just doing like a little in little camera shots.
it just shows like just basic character interactions. Like you learn, you see a lot of like about you learn blah 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 words. You learn a lot about the war boy culture.
Yeah, dude, Warboy culture is so interesting.
Yeah.
Like how they have that giant ass shrine with all of their
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 wheels.
steering
The
wheels,
steering wheel.
and it's like, no, that's my wheel. It's like, oh, you would know which one's your wheel because apparently it's a big deal to you because driving and being in the fight is like huge.
Yeah.
And how like most of them have actually have cancer and are dying.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, if I'm gonna die of cancer, I'm gonna die victorious on the Fury Road
Yeah.
and go to Valhalla.
I live.
And how
I die.
yeah,
I live again.
and how their like indoctrination has like made their personality. It's like, oh, this explains Raiders.
Yeah.
Raider, like before in like post-apocalyptic situations, I'm like, why does everyone have to be a raider? Why do people gotta be assholes? But then it's like, no, this actually makes sense.
Because people are desperate.
Yeah, they're desperate, and it's like, what else you got? Maybe the promise of promise of reincarnation and going to Valhalla. And it's like, all right, yeah, this makes sense. I like psychos more.
Yeah.
Like, and also Nux was just an adorable murder puppy.
Yeah, I didn't know how far they were taking him because because at first I thought, oh, they're gonna kill him.
Yeah, and then it's like, no, he's another character. It's like,
Trivia. I've been recently. Well, I finished that series. I forget the actor's name, but the lead actor in Skins, he plays Nux.
okay.
Yeah.
And he's also Beast in
He's also Beast in the
yeah,
X-Men
First
Days
Class.
of Futures Past and First Class.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
he's going places.
Yeah, good on him.
Get on it. And Skins, you haven't watched it, great show.
Yeah.
Watch it, great show. But like in closing, all your favorite post-apocalyptic games from the beginning of time, owe it all to Mad Max. That's the spark.
And I'm gonna just segue off to that. Speaking of driving cars, I've had this really bad itch to have like a post-apocalyptic driving game, and I realized that there's not really a lot of that.
There's one coming out.
There's one coming out, Mad
Max.
which before I was like, all right, yeah, Mad Max, and like even when like the movie was announced, I was like, all right, yeah, Mad Max was an old movie, they're doing a remake or whatever, but I
Yeah.
didn't know it was a continuation. And like after hearing the reception of it, I'm like, okay, I gotta check this out. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, Mad Max.
Mad Max.
And now I'm like, all right, Mad Max game, yeah, definitely fill that niche that has not been filled for me. So with like the games that I've been playing lately, I recently played this game on Steam called Convoy, and it was a Kickstarter project that was like last year, I think. And basically, what they wanted to do was they wanted to make an FTL game
Okay.
that was Mad Max inspired.
Mad Max.
So instead of you managing like a spaceship and a crew, you're managing a convoy of
Okay.
like a big like basically the war rig,
Okay.
and then a bunch of smaller vehicles around it protecting it. And it's way more like hectic and fast paced, like because it's basically like, oh, you could have like a big ass truck with like a mounted machine gun and like a shield, or you could have like a little tiny dune buggy with like a little razor saw thing and like ram people into obstacles and stuff like that. And it's fun, it's hectic, but like after playing it for a couple hours, it's like, oh, the RNG in this game is fucking ridiculous because it's like, Oh, you wander into the wrong area? Yo, we got laser beams and like rail guns that just penetrate your shit.
Roguelikes, though, man.
That I mean, that's like inherent with roguelikes, but
Yeah,
like sometimes you could feel it super hard with certain games. Like to
yeah.
the point where it's like my strategy. I am doing the perfect moves here, and it's like you don't have a chance.
When what? I mean, I love FTL. FTL is one of my favorite
Yeah,
indie
dude,
titles. But
FTL. I played so many
yeah,
hours of it in
it's fucking
class.
great.
Like FTL ruined my GPA.
No, seriously. But what I just didn't like about FTL, I mean, the only thing I didn't like about it, I mean, I love like you create your own narrative because you're going on a space adventure.
Yeah, you
But
make
I don't
missions.
like how it's set up that you need certain items so you can beat the end boss. Like you
Yeah,
just can't go into like your own spaceship and just battle it out, nuke it
it
out.
needs like an infinite mode or something because
Yeah,
the way it rushes you, it's like sometimes you're just like you're kind of just shoved forward
yeah,
into death, and if you take too long, death catches up to you.
yeah.
Which I mean, I guess that's part of it, and it's like oh, it's made to be played
I like it,
fast,
but yeah,
but
but I would like it to be more like Binding of Isaac, where Binding of Isaac is like, you just go through with the items you got, and it's all based on your skill.
and you can still beat Binding of Isaac
Without
without
items.
much items. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just based on your skill, so that's what I would like to see from more of these games, because, I don't,
Yeah,
I like hard boss battles.
skill based roguelikes are interesting. Oh, also, it's a bit late, but I beat Bloodborne and that was great. And I would love to do it again. And I don't even own a PS4.
Yeah, that's interesting. Can you explain to our listeners what you've been doing with that?
Okay, so beginning of semester, I have been hanging out with my friends and his roommates, and his roommates have a PS4. And, I go over there and I hang out with them and we, play board games and talk or whatever. And basically, one of his roommates was like never around because she was always in class or at home or at work or whatever, and she would
Yeah,
leave her PS4. And she was like, "Yeah, you can go ahead and play it, whatever, whatever." And I played a few games on it, and I was like, "All right, cool." And then one weekend I was there, and I was like, "Oh, I got a pretty decent paycheck, bro. I'm gonna get Bloodborne." And so I just went out, I bought Bloodborne, and I started playing it on their PS4. And here it is. I think I finished it back in like April,
yeah.
so I beat it in about a month, a
Okay.
couple of weeks. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I played through this entire game on their couch.
And that is the second game that you own for a console that you don't own.
Yes, the first game I own for a console that I don't own is Dragon's Crown.
Yeah, which is still here.
Because yeah, I wanted to play it on your PS3 because I really, really
He
like beat 'em
also, when
ups.
when The Last of Us came out, he was at my house like every other night to play his playthrough. In one night, he was like here till like 4 in the morning because
Because
he was at the
I
end
was
of the
at
game,
I was at the last act, and
and I had to get up for work at like 9. And I was just like, hurry up and beat this game. I want to sleep.
No, you were sleeping. You were
Oh,
sleeping.
was I sleeping at that
Yeah,
point? Yeah.
I think I woke you up when I finished. I was like, yo, that fucking ending, and then I just was like,
Like
all
yeah,
right, I'll see you around.
yeah. But like, all right. So with Bloodborne. Okay, so I'm very cautious when it comes to the Soul series. I recognize them as very good games, especially Dark Souls. I love Dark Souls. It's a
Hmm.
beautiful game, beautiful game. But I am not a very patient man, so those games are hard for me to get through. So every time I buy these games, I end up selling it. What makes Bloodborne different from the rest of the Soul series?
Not that. If you are not patient, you're not gonna do good at this.
Because
It's definitely like the
yeah,
combat is still it's faster paced,
okay,
so it's a lot less. Oh, I'm gonna block and respond. It's more of like go in, kill them fast.
yeah,
Which endgame Dark Souls you were kind of doing already. Like you run into a room, you'd see enemies, and instead of being like waiting for them to attack, you'd attack first and try to kill them before they can even get an attack off. That's like the best way to do stuff. Just
okay,
deal as much damage as fast as you can and move on to the next guy. Bloodborne is basically that, where it's like, okay, you run into a room, you see the situation, fight. Because if you're passive in Bloodborne, you get wrecked. Because usually you're fighting groups of enemies, and they will just, it becomes a game of crowd control,
yeah.
kind of like when you're playing like Devil May Cry and stuff like that, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, it's super methodical, fast, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like it puts me in that same mood as like Hotline Miami, where it's like you have to be quick on your feet but you also have to have
There's like you have to
sort
keep
of
up with the momentum.
you have to have sort of a strategy going
Okay.
into it. I mean, I guess sometimes you can get lucky sometimes where it's like, oh, you perfectly dodged everything, you pulled off some parries, you got some good counters in.
Like Luke Perry's. Remember Beverly Hills 90210? Luke
Yeah.
Perry? Yeah.
Totally.
Luke Perry's. I like to do that with my swords. What I found interesting about Bloodborne when I initially saw the trailers, I mean, once again, that game looks fucking beautiful. I mean, it's very Lovecraftian.
Oh my god.
It's
So,
very Lovecraftian.
yeah, the early game stuff is like, typical horror stuff, but it's actually very unique in that it doesn't steal any horror elements other than the Lovecraftian stuff,
Yeah.
which is interesting, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it doesn't come into play until way later on.
Okay.
Where shit just like the beginning, it's like you haven't you like you're told like the bare minimum, and you get like little tidbits of story here and there, and like you kind of have an idea, and you're like, all right, I understand how this game's gonna go. I'm gonna go hunt, and I'm gonna go kill beasts, and I'm gonna find out what's creating all this, and I'm gonna stop it. And then eventually you hit a point, and it's like, oh, I might be in over my head, where you start getting like the eldritch elements and shit like
Okay.
that, and it's like, okay, this place is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the weapons look interesting. The way how they have
The
weapons have alternative modes.
Yes,
That's
the
pretty
transforming weapons are amazing, and in my playthrough, my bread and butter was basically a spear
cool. Okay.
with a shotgun attached to it.
What the fuck?
It's the simplest weapon in the game, but it's so amazing, and I love it because basically what you can do is you're jabbing at people with a spear, and then in the middle of your attack, you just flip it open and then unload on them. And usually, if like they're trying to do an attack and your shot hits, you can get like a counter off on them. So you basically just unload a combo, wait for them to wait for them to try to hit you and retaliate, and then you're like, nah, let me get another hit in and get some health back.
Sounds very pornographic. I like
It is amazing. I love it, and it's just so bloody and sexy.
Well, I mean, all right. So, because me, I'm a cynical motherfucker. When I saw that the game got like nearly perfect scores, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I bet I'm sure it's a great game. I'm sure it's an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
But it also came out in a time when the PlayStation 4 didn't really have really great exclusives. So is it because the game is that great, or were just people just starving?
You gotta look at
something?
you gotta look at the pedigree too.
Yeah.
Like Demon Souls was pretty well acclaimed. Dark Souls was kind of a sleeper hit and then exploded. Dark Souls 2 is arguably probably like the weakest in the series. And it's still a solid game, but like compared to the other Souls games, it's not as
I
great.
think because so far, like the ones I played, Dark Souls is my favorite one.
Yeah, definitely Dark Souls 2 does not stand up to Dark Souls 1. Like, yeah, it does. It has interesting things that they try to do with it, but it's more Souls. So if you played Souls, you just want more. And Bloodborne is like, we're gonna take this in a new direction, but it still has it still has the mechanical core, and it feels very familiar.
What I like about that game, and what I like what Sony's doing, Sony, they're getting niche exclusive games.
Mm-hmm.
So because typically when these first party devs want their first party games, they want them to be system sellers. They want them to be like, your Uncharted, your Halos. They want them to be killer apps. But you have a game like Bloodborne that's not going to appeal to a mainstream audience. Not even a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, it's definitely made for a niche audience, but the niche audience is there.
It's there.
And they know that it's there.
And you know what? And I feel like because it's been a slow year so far. So Bloodborne, it's pretty much it's probably so far right now one of the better. Actually, I would even say, not without even playing it, probably the best exclusive the PlayStation 4 has to offer right now.
Yeah,
because before
as of right now, yeah.
Because before that was the Order 1886, and that shit was like so run of the mill.
And here's the thing about Order 1886. Did we talk about it last time? I think like briefly. All right, so I've watched a playthrough of it, and from what I can like discern about it, it's not a bad game. It's definitely very cinematic focused, and I understand what people were getting at with the 5 hour long thing. The playthrough I watched was probably like 6 or 7 hours.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I understand that games kind of have cost value attached to them. And if I had pay if you were to pay $60 and get a game like Order 1886 and be done with it in a night, you would definitely I can understand why people would be feeling a little, gypped from it.
And even like
But like
the fact that it's it's a squad based shooter pretty much, like at least the way
it's not squad based, it's just like third
well, not
per-
well, it's a
it's
third
third
person
it's
shooter.
third person Gears of War
But it doesn't
shooter.
even have fucking multiplayer, which was like crazy to me.
Well, I'll be the first one to say that like most games don't need a multiplayer.
Yeah.
I could see a multiplayer for Order 1886 being interesting because they have like a lot of like interesting weapons, especially there's a thermite gun where it's like you have to hit them with it first,
Yeah.
and you can hit them with like a secondary fire that ignites everything, and then you just have fire everywhere. And it's like, all right, it has like interesting weapons and interesting mechanics, and
When you
like,
said Ignite, I'm sorry. When you said Ignite, the song, the remix to Ignition.
I'm fresh out the
The
kitchen.
kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rolling dead bodies, kind of
Man, ain't wishing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like it's an interesting game, and it has a cool story, and it has like a cool thematic part about it, like with especially like the whole steampunk. I guess it's technically a steampunk aesthetic going
Okay.
on, steampunk horror, which you don't see a lot of. And it's like, all right, yeah, this is actually it's a solid game,
But what I
but
heard,
I would not have spent $60 for it at launch.
yeah, I
I
heard
would
that
pay
it,
30.
it had a lot of problems in production. There was a lot of student interference. I heard that it pretty much got gutted. Like there was supposed to be more to this game that got taken out due to I don't even know what.
Yeah, if there's more to the game, then they definitely should have kept it in instead
Yeah,
of like.
but like I'm not exactly
Like there's
clear.
definitely room to add more content there,
Yeah,
and the way it ends, it's definitely like, hey, see
Sequel
you in the
bait.
sequel,
yeah.
which hopefully they learn from this one and they're like, oh, let's do more with it, and hopefully they don't jump the gun and do
And,
something
I mean,
like.
we're also I try to keep in mind that with that studio, we're looking at a studio that this is their first console game, like big, big platform game. Because before this, this studio made the PSP God of War games,
Okay.
and that's pretty much their I think that's like the most of their experience. So for them to take on what was supposed to really be this flagship exclusive, it's a daunting task for a studio like that. So I mean, it's pretty much good for what we got. And I mean, I'm looking at my exclusives right now. I've only got Infamous Second Son, which is pretty solid, and then Killzone Shadowfall was okay. So I'm still waiting for that. I'm glad I bought this fucking console exclusive. This is why I bought this console. I bought it because I can only get the experience here on the PlayStation 4, where greatness awaits.
This podcast
Wait.
is not sponsored by Sony, but I mean, Sony, if you want to throw me a PS4,
There are some. I'd fucking sell out right now. I don't give a shit.
Look, this is about ethics and podcasting, but you know what? I'm just here to cash out, make some money, get some free shit, and then leave.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be the first one to sell out. I'm like, yeah, I want that advertising money right
Yeah,
now.
bro.
Put it in my
Bro,
pocket.
yo, Clash of Clans, yo, 10 out of 10. Great game.
Maybe we'll start getting giving out audio. What was that thing? The audio thing?
Audible? Yo,
Audible.com.
Yo, Audible, sponsor us, bro.
Good sponsor audible.com. Go backslash
gamertrash.
Trash podcast and get a free book.
Yo, Loot Crate. Give me some free Loot Crates too.
Get
Yeah.
some Loot Crate. Oh, what's the other one? Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
get some free Crunchyroll.
I mean, we got some Weibo trash here.
No, you don't.
We can totally do that.
Oh my god. No, listeners, we're not actually going to sell out yet.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's not selling. I don't understand how that's selling. That's not selling out. No,
You
it's
need to make money.
yeah, everyone needs to make fucking money.
It's selling out if we sell out for a product that makes no sense to sell out for.
Or not.
Where it's obvious that we have no
Yeah.
interest in this product, we're just getting a paycheck.
Or we're giving I'm talking about a game and I'm hyping it up even though it's shitty because I'm being paid to. That's selling out. But just
Yo,
merely making
everybody,
money
check
of
out
it.
this new game. It's called Bloodstained. It's coming out. Look us up on Kickstarter. No, but actually, check out Bloodstained on Kickstarter.
Sell out.
It's basically Castlevania, made by the guy who did Castlevania.
Oh yeah, it's a spiritual successor.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a big thing now.
Yeah,
Because
people making the games that they actually want to make and
Well,
getting shit
because
tons
you
of
have
money.
especially these Japanese publishers who are so fucking out of touch They're like fucking no. You have Capcom. You have an entire fan base of Mega Man fans. Just clawing at them. Make another Mega Man game.
And then Capcom looks down and whispers, "No."
They're like, oh, you know what they want? What was that? You want
Mega Man Legends 3?
Oh,
huh? What?
Like what? You want? Oh, you want another remake of Resident Evil game? Okay, all right, gotcha.
Yeah.
0 coming out 2016. I heard you loud and clear.
Here you go. Enjoy this.
I mean,
present.
I'll give them this. They're doing a remake for DMC4.
Which is awesome. Not
Which is
only
cool,
that,
Yay.
it's gonna be really cheap. It's gonna be like $20.
Oh, hella.
Yeah, and also I'm not mad. By the way, I'm actually really happy that they're remaking 0 because I have not played 0. I haven't played Resident Evil 0. I heard it's really fucking good.
And also because they did a remake of 1, they're doing a
Which
remake
was,
of 0.
oh my god, the remake of 1 is immaculate.
We're leading up. We're gonna get that remake of 2.
No, we're gonna get that remake of Operation Raccoon City.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah.
Please.
Hella. Can I get some local co-op?
Get some local co-op. Oh my god. But I think it's now about time to roll into some E3 talk.
Yes.
Oh god.
Next on the
Shakil, I should have asked you this.
Do we want to do the E3 drinking game?
We should.
Because there's a post up there on Tumblr of like just an E3.
We can do this
game.
actually next week on the podcast. We can. Oh my god, if we.
Wait,
shit that we can talk about after this.
Way to date this podcast.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you know what? I should have asked you this before, but can you pull up the E3 list?
Yeah.
You have
Right.
games.
Keep talking while I do this.
Yeah, let me just run my mouth. No, they're. All right. Here's my kind of stance on E3 so far. E3 kind of has run its course pretty much. Because right now you have all these other different conferences that are going on around E3. You have look at Nintendo pulling out.
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
All right, I got the list, and so are we just gonna run through all this?
Let me just get all my spiel though.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you have
yeah,
Nintendo
sure.
who like 2 years ago pulled out of E3. They have their own, which is funny because like no, it's gonna be at the same time as E3. We just won't be there. You also have Capcom, I think, who pulled out too. A lot of developers have pulled out over the years, so E3 is kind of like I don't know. It's kind of, especially since like before E3, a lot of trailers launch, like right before E3. So it's just like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at like some of this is stuff that I already knew about, and some of it's like
I'm hoping for surprises.
Yeah, so
Fallout 4.
Yo. But no, Bethesda's doing their own thing, right?
Exactly.
Like, so-
this is the shit I'm talking about.
Yeah.
These publishers who are like, no, we're not going to be at E3, we're just going to do our own thing.
Yeah, which is like...
Which makes sense because now they're center stage and it's all focused on them. They don't have to really compete. So I kind of understand that. Also with like streaming, which Nintendo has totally taken advantage of. What is their conference called? Like Nintendo Connect or something like that?
Yeah, Nintendo Direct.
Oh, dude, pull up the Nintendo Direct list because that's just cool too. Dude, no. Nintendo does this shit to me every year where it's like I see what Sony's offering, I'm like whatever. Microsoft's offering something, I'm like whatever. But then it's like I see what Nintendo's doing, I'm like why don't I have a Wii U? This looks so good.
Yeah.
Wait,
Splatoon looks really
you're
fun.
talking about their last Nintendo Direct, right? AKA Splatoon Direct?
It's the last one. They have a list of shit that they're doing for E3
Oh
week.
god, I want to do my rant. I have this rant.
Okay, just let it out.
It's like it's a 2-for-1 deal.
All right, it's like a big dump. Just
So yeah,
gotta let it rip.
I mean, because
Beyblades.
basically it's about people who are shit. But all right, so Splatoon, the beta happened, and I think the release it just came out, right?
Did it just come out?
I think it just came out. But all right, so a lot of people were hyped about it. And this is a game marketed towards kids, but I understand it also has a appeal to a more core audience who enjoys shooters. But a lot of the fans have been doing like, fan arts and stuff of it. Some of it's cool, some of it's cute. And some of it is just fucking disgusting ass men
Or women.
Men or women.
It's not only men
Basically
making this shit.
people who make pornography making pornography of Splatoon.
Yeah.
and I have to draw a line in the sand somewhere.
I mean, I drew the line in the sand when the bronies started making porn for My Little Pony.
Yeah,
because I was like,
it's like there's this thing that's made for for children to enjoy, which is not. It doesn't mean it's like you can't
exclusive to kids. But
It means
you gotta be
you
mindful.
it's like we're taking this out of their hands and being like, I'm gonna fuck it.
What if I'm like, ew, gross?
Like, yeah,
But,
it's
like,
disgusting.
Like, look, because I'm thinking to myself, like, what if I was like 9 years old and I really like My Little Pony, and I go on the internet and I look for My Little Pony shit, and I find like ponies with big cocks.
Yeah, it's like, come on, like really.
Do you really? There's like so much you could find.
And also, they are kids.
Yeah.
We're not even like going into like the whole, not even gray area of fictional like whatever creatures.
Yeah.
Like ponies and whatnot, but like legit, these are kids. So I think this is child pornography.
It's technically not, but the people who are drawing it are very questionable people.
And
very
it's like
people.
the fact that there's a legal loophole for it just makes it a little.
It's just
bit
very
more
questionable.
steamy.
It's like
and
not to say that I'm not getting into the whole pedophilia thing because I have a lot of opinions on that, but whatever. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about video games.
Pedophilia is bad. Okay, go
on. So anyway, did you get the Nintendo Direct list of what they're gonna show?
Of what the upcoming Nintendo Direct?
Yeah.
No, I'm only seeing a bunch of stuff.
No, there should be for what they're doing in E3 because I saw on Tumblr. Look up.
The last thing I see, I'm seeing their archive. I'm not seeing their future.
Just look up Nintendo E3 2015 or something shit like that. Because there's actually a lot of really cool shit that they're going to announce. You know they're announcing Pokemon X?
What?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Wait, Pokemon what?
Pokemon X. To complete the
didn't we
I'm sorry, not X.
Z?
Z. Sorry, Z. They're announcing Pokemon Z.
XYZ.
Exactly. Which is interesting because usually
okay.
Yeah, what?
E3 preview. What we're confident will be. These aren't for certain.
They're not.
Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem.
Yes.
Xenoblade Chronicles X. Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer.
What the fuck does that mean?
Animal Crossing Home Designer. Mario Maker.
We've been knowing about that though.
Star Fox for Wii U.
We've been knowing about that.
Yoshi's Woolly World.
We've been knowing about that for years.
Bravely Second. Oh, wow.
What does that mean? You're not the first.
No. Have you heard about Bravely Default?
I heard that was really good.
Yeah. So Bravely Second.
Okay.
Yeah. Some speculations. Zelda Maker. F-Zero XX.
Oh, they're making new F-Zero?
Which, alright, we just need 10 more of those.
Shit.
Yeah, that's
Hype
it.
train.
That's it.
Anyway. And Pokemon X, Z.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about Pokemon Z.
I saw it on a list, and it makes sense because they usually, they always have the third game, which is like the director's cut.
Oh yeah, and there's the new Fire Emblem, but I think did I say that? Fire Emblem / Shinigami, and then then
it's
Fire
like
Emblem.
its own.
Yeah.
But it's just weird that they're doing like the director's cut like 2 years later because last year we got Alpha Ruby and Omega. I fucked that up. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire.
Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Jeez.
It's okay. We get it.
Yeah,
which, by the way, were awesome. I love those games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll be getting Z and not play it. Like I did with X. I mean, I got
I always fall into the hype where I buy the game, play it for like a week or so, and then I'm just like, all right, back to my other huge catalog of games.
With like X and Y, and I did like them a lot. I just thought they were too easy.
I mean, they were fun. I enjoyed them.
Literally 5 days.
Yeah,
7 days to beat that thing.
And that's really been everyone.
And then
except
people are like, oh, well, do you breed them and do you catch like shinies? I'm like,
I just
no.
I don't know why I go through those games so slow. I literally just catch everything and I grind more than I need to, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But alright, so the E3 game list. We got...
Wait, hold on. Were you hyped for anything else from Nintendo?
For Nintendo? All I really care about from... I'm kind of anti... Nintendo, since Nintendo's been sort of. I didn't do my rant. Fuck. Let me do my rant. Okay, so yeah, the whole Splatoon thing is disgusting.
Gross.
Also, we need to stop amiibos.
Oh, come on! You're
We
a
need
hater,
to-
hater,
we need to
hater,
stop amiibos.
hater. Look, he's sipping on haterade right now. Look at that, blue haterade. You're such a hater.
Because
what's the issue? What's the amiibos are fun. People want to collect amiibos.
at the core, they could be a really cool thing. Like if I was 12 in this generation,
Okay.
and amiibos came out, I'd be so hyped about it. Because you get a little figurine of your favorite character, whereas in the old days it'd be like $14 and it's like you literally have a piece of plastic.
But now the figurines have use because
they have use because you get to get like little tiny pieces of DLC in your game, you know, have a little something to show for it, which is totally cool. But it's come to this point where because Nintendo's fucking up with their logistics or whatever, or maybe they're doing this to be evil mother. I sincerely hope that they're not doing this intentionally, and I hope that this is just a side effect of shortage and like not planning things out properly. But the shortage of amiibos and certain like the whole rarity thing about them is just created this like culture of just toxic like buying and scalping, and
But,
it just makes it hard for
Okay.
people who legitimately want these things to get their hands on them
I mean,
without paying exorbitant amounts of
it
money.
drives up the values of the amiibos,
Which it doesn't need to do. These things don't need to have a value associated to them other than standard retail.
Because I remember like when they came out with the gold Mario.
There's the gold Mario. There's the
Which
thing with
we have
the
the inside track. The silver one's coming out. I didn't say it.
oh my god.
I didn't say it. GameStop releasing the silver
like, and there's
one.
the thing with the
What?
whole Animal Crossing villager,
Yeah.
where he was like super rare and people wanted them, and like most people who didn't give a fuck about the Animal Crossing villager.
Yeah.
But then it's like, yo, this amiibo no one can get their hands on. Suddenly everyone wants it.
I have the amiibo. I
It's
have
like-
the villager.
Yeah, and it's like this,
Kirby.
and I understand people want to collect and have like a full set. Oh, you want the entire Smash roster or whatever, and it's like, all right, cool, you do you. But there's like some kid out there who's just like, oh, I really like Animal Crossing. Well, fuck you,
kid.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a fucking Animal Crossing villager
Fucking
because
pleb.
some 30-year-old is like, yo, I'm a hot glue this shit.
Fucking pleb. Go back to Skylanders.
Yeah, basically. And I think Skylanders had a similar thing where like
Oh,
certain
God.
Skylanders were rare, but like I don't know.
I don't hear shit about Skylanders. to be
Not
honest.
anymore, but like I think Skylanders, there's like more than enough of them. I see like tons of them out.
And then they have like the giant. What is it they're selling out? The giant sized. The fucking Skylanders.
I think so.
What?
I'm not sure. I don't.
They're like bigger
I don't
Skylander
know.
toys.
I don't follow them, but that basically things like that in Disney Infinity, you don't hear about that happening because one, there's not that many people playing them, and two, it's available. If you wanted to get a Disney Infinity Guardians of the Galaxy figure, you could just go and get one. Whereas
Yeah.
like Amiibos, there's like this whole culture of like, oh, we're gonna wait in line 2 days ahead to get a
For
14
a fucking toy.
for a fucking toy.
That is
And I
kinda
don't
funny.
and I don't want to shame people because how you spend your money is how you spend your money. But like
But it does. But
It's-
no, you can see the effect, and it does affect people.
it does, and it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know people who work at GameStops and retailers, and I heard about some of the crazy shit people do trying to get these amiibos, and I'm just like,
Well, like,
this
I'll
is-
suck your dick.
Step on a child's
Or an amiibo.
stomach.
no, but
for an
basically,
amiibo.
like one of like story time. One of my friends, he had he works at GameStop, and basically he did the pre-orders for the Ike amiibo, right?
Okay.
And two regulars who go to his store often had pre-orders for it. And the pre-orders came in, and they're supposed to hold them for like 48 hours. But the guy personally called him up and was like, "Hey, family emergency happened. I need to go out of state.
Too bad.
I'm gonna be well." It's like a customer that you know personally, and it's also like it's kind of like he was doing a favor for a bro, and he's like, "All right, we only have these two figures left that were like held on for pre-orders.
Yeah.
He's literally getting it on the third day, not the
Okay.
second day, the third day, just like on one extra day, not big of a deal." Basically, this lady called him up and was like, "Hey, I see that you have two in stock. I want to buy them." And he's like, "Oh, I can't sell those. Those two are pre-orders that someone was holding on." And the lady was like, "Oh, well, if the pre-orders haven't been picked up yet, then I can take them." And the guy was like, no, we're holding them for customers."
That's not how it works.
And this lady was like, "I'd like to speak to your manager." And the manager said the same thing. Manager said the same thing,
Well,
and
that's
the
because
lady
they
was like,
pre-ordered
"Oh,
it,
I'll go to
then.
corporate," and the manager did the like.
But
In
pre-order means you paid for it already.
So you should.
So
Yeah.
it should be there for you, regardless. Like, what are you
Well,
talking about, lady?
but basically, there's like a window where like they can like be like, okay, you took too long, and they.
But
can
the
sell it
window
to
isn't
them.
like 3 days though. The window.
The window is actually the window's 2 days.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not-
which I
That's
find
not
yeah,
right.
it's kind of dumb, but I get why they do it, but like.
But
But like I don't see the point in pre-ordering when it's something that's available, but when it's like these amiibos that have been going like crazy, I can understand why people would pre-order them.
Also, public service announcement: don't pre-order anymore. It's ruining the industry. Stop pre-ordering.
Yeah, don't-
stop. Don't do it. I don't care what DLC that should have been in the game
Like-
is being packaged. Don't do it.
Like Total Biscuit's kind of mixed in my opinion, but like he did say this well. Don't pre-order. Just stop it. We do not pre-order.
Anyway,
And so like yeah, but basically fucking amiibos and people are trash trying to get them, and I hate it. It's disgusting, and I don't want to see any more of it. Fuck amiibos.
I'm gonna
Taking a
start.
hard
I'm
line
gonna
stance
bring my
here.
Kirby one around all the time.
And
No, I mean, but here's the thing, right? You have your Kirby one. You don't have the whole set. Because you like Kirby, so you went out and you got the Kirby one.
wait.
Like, there's nothing
So
wrong
what
with
do you do with these amiibos once you collect them all?
Nothing. You just have them in your home, sitting there.
I mean,
collecting
I was,
stuff.
for a second, I was gonna go for the dead silence and just have a couple seconds of
Oh.
that. But yeah, no, there's nothing. You just have them.
Like,
Which
what-
most collecting things is like it's
Nothing.
kind of.
But like, but really, like, so you tear the upcoming silver amiibo out of the hands of a child. Now you're home.
to leave it in the packaging, never to be opened.
Now what? So you just sit there and you're just like,
Mission accomplished.
yep.
Or you build a shelf to put them all on, and they'll sit there.
And you just,
Or maybe you'll load one of them into Smash.
yeah.
I don't know.
But Nintendo, you excited for the new Fire Emblem? I didn't play the
Yes,
last one.
I am hyped for Fire Emblem. I've never played a Fire Emblem until Awakening,
Yeah.
and some hardcore Fire Emblem fans are like,
Yo!
"Oh, Awakening is so casual."
Those guys are
It's like-
so gross about it.
But here's the thing: I was looking at the old
Mhm.
Fire Emblems, and I'm like, "Oh, these are pretty cool. I'll go back and play them sometime." And it's like, don't you want that from somebody who enters your fandom? Like, oh, I came in because of the really popular entry. I'd like to look at the older entries of the series
But
and
this-
see like these characters'
But
histories.
it's
and
a
whatnot.
common symptom of like,
Things
geek
becoming
guy,
yeah,
yeah.
You
I-
weren't there
gate-
from the start.
I need to safeguard my hobby.
what is it called? Gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping.
Yeah, like you can't let everyone in.
You have to pass the quiz
Yeah.
before you can come in the store. I'm gonna block you. You can't come in, lady.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So E3, what's going on E3 proper?
All right.
Actually, before that, fuck that shit. No, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. You know we're talking about Bethesda.
All right. What about Bethesda?
Fallout 4.
Is it happening?
It has to. Listen, it has to.
We want
No,
this.
no,
we
no, no,
really
no, no.
want this.
It has to. I'm gonna tell you why it has to. Bethesda
Yeah.
did not
We
pay
are-
all that.
Hold on, we're peaking levels right now.
I don't care.
Mhm.
Bethesda did not spend all that money to buy that franchise to only put out one game in-house, another game out-of-house, and also, I mean, they had a whole fucking lawsuit with Fallout Online. They didn't go through all the trouble to make those two games. They're gonna make another one. It's just about time. So Fallout 4 is gonna happen.
I mean, and if there's the time to do it, now is the time.
It's now because it's new console gen, man.
Yeah.
Do it, baby. Do it, man. Oh god. Just thinking about, dude. I have dreams. I have what dreams about Fallout 4.
Oh my god.
Because utilizing, I want to see how is Bethesda gonna step up their game? Because
Mhm.
RPGs since Skyrim have been stepping up like Skyrim. Shit, look, Dragon Age, Inquisition, shits on Skyrim. Just totally, just like
Witcher 3.
Witcher 3. After Inquisition shit on Skyrim, Witcher 3 came around and just took a little wank on it. Man. So I want to see how Bethesda's going to step it up. What new engine they have for Fallout 4. And what I also want here's what I want for Fallout 4. I'm going to do this right now. I want the game to play more like a shooter. I want those refined shooter controls.
You're talking heresy to some people.
Fuck that. No, I want refined shooter controls. Or like, kind of like when New Vegas did that. New Vegas added Iron Sight, and you know what? That actually helped a lot.
Mhm.
It made the game easier because there's people who do builds that aren't heavily reliant on VATS mode.
Mhm.
So that's cool. I just want to see them just step it up.
Yeah. You know what? You know what I'd like to see?
Will fall out.
A functional stealth mechanic.
That a functional stealth mechanic would be great.
Mm.
There's so many things. I just want to see them step it up. I want them to be like, hey guys, we're back. and Fallout 4 needs to be the game to do that with. Not a new fucking Elder Scrolls game. We got 2 Elder Scrolls games in the past like fucking 4 years.
Mm.
One is a fucking shitty MMO. I'm sorry if you like it. I'm gonna say it's bad, and my word is God. So whatever, now it's bad. But yes, Fallout 4 is something that we need.
Alright, so let's run through this E3 list. We got Assassin's Creed Syndicate. No one cares.
One cares.
Borderlands.
Oh, I'm sorry, a lot of people do care.
Right,
I'm not gonna be a hater like that. People care.
Done with that series.
People care about Assassin's Creed. People like their
Still.
buggy ass games.
Still.
The buggy ass game about assassins.
Borderlands 3 might be cool. Might be cool. I like Borderlands.
Alright. They have not fucked up yet with Borderlands. They have not fucked up yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a solid series, incredibly fun.
Alright, Battleborn. This is interesting, because I was like,
I don't know.
It's a, kind of a group-based MOBA-like shooter.
Did you say group-based?
What?
Group-based? Group-based.
Group-based MOBA-like shooter. It's kind of like kind of like Killing Floor, except robots, and I actually don't know that much about Battleborn, but I do know I like have you seen Overwatch?
That looks awesome.
I am more hype about Overwatch.
That's gonna be free to play, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Blizzard's doing it, so it might have just a cost. You just buy it one time.
Well, we'll see. That game looks so awesome.
Dude, it's the one game I couldn't play at PAX.
It's the one game.
Yeah. We got Broforce coming out to PC and PS4.
I haven't played Broforce. Is it good?
It's a cool little.
Should I be excited?
It's just coming to your console. Crackdown, which is weird because it's just literally called Crackdown. No number.
Why are we doing this?
We're doing a relaunch.
Why are we doing this?
But here's the thing: original Crackdown was kind of great, and I didn't play Crackdown 2.
I heard Crackdown 2 was a collectathon.
Yeah, I mean. But it's alright. It's Crackdown, so if we're doing a reboot of it.
But I mean, it's like Star Wars Battlefront 3 is just Star Wars Battlefront. Like the 2 ones prior did not exist.
Like we're pretending we're getting rid of numbers now. That's a weird thing that I've noticed in gaming. We're doing like redos, but without numbers.
Yeah, they're reboots. I mean, but it's not even that. Like, look at and I was listening to someone talk about this about movies. If you 10 years, all right. So like 10 years.
Are we going to talk about the Fast and Furious series?
Oh my god, that's confusing as shit though. No, but that's the best example.
Yeah, because all right. So for those who don't know, Fast and Furious has what 7 movies, right?
7 movies.
So the order of these movies: Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious.
You got 2 Fast, 2 Furious.
Yes.
You got here's what gets complicated: Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. Yeah. And afterwards you have.
But it's actually no. But it's title 3. It has 3 in the title. Yeah, it has 3 in the title.
There's no 3 in that title.
Hold on.
There's no 3 in that
title. There's no 3 in the title. You're right.
It's literally called Tokyo Drift.
I actually have the list.
You have the list?
Okay.
And after that is Furious?
There is, the way the order goes is, it's Fast and the Furious, 2001. Mm-hmm. Turbocharged Prelude, 2003.
The Prelude.
Video.
The Prelude.
Okay.
Too Fast, Too Furious, 2003.
Act of Fool. Remember that song Ludacris made for that
yes.
song? Yeah.
Los Bandoleros.
That's actually a separate movie.
Is that really? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I thought it was like just a Spanish translation of it.
Okay.
It's a completely different movie.
It's a part of it as the timeline. That's 2009 short film. Fast and Furious, 2009 as well.
That's where things
but it's not the Fast and the Furious. It's just Fast and Furious.
This is where shit gets twisted. This is where shit gets
Fast
twisted.
5, 2011.
Okay, that's
Fast and well,
we brought back the number.
Fast and Furious 7, 2013. Apparently, Tokyo Drift is supposed to fit in after that.
Yes, Tokyo Drift takes place
after. Which is really weird because the character that leads in Fast 3, he's in Fast 7, but he looks a lot older now.
You know,
he looks.
Wait,
he looks
are you talking about Paul Walker?
Not Paul Walker. No, the kid who's in
Tokyo Drift.
In Tokyo Drift, the Southern boy.
Oh yeah, him.
He looks. His forehead grew.
Okay, so then it's Tokyo Drift, and then it is Furious 7, which is 2015.
What is Fast 6 called?
I don't know. Fast and Furious 6.
Is this Fast and Furious 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
So they dropped the number for 3 and 4, but 3 isn't.
But like,
3.
but you wouldn't know. But like, if you were like 10 years in the future, you want to go back to look at this series, you wouldn't even know that they were in the same fucking series.
You'd probably jump in at Fast and Furious, right?
Yeah.
No, wait. I think
the last one is Furious 7.
It's just called Furious 7.
But then, like, the fifth one is called Fast 5. So how would you know they're in the same series?
I mean, it's like you know, it's not that.
But like,
if you look up a timeline like I did.
Ooh, is someone knocking on the window?
Oh. Hold on, I have to open the door.
Okay,
I'll come back. Keep talking.
So Felipe's sister just needed to knock on the door to get in. So yeah. So yeah, Fast and Furious. How do we go from video games to Fast and Furious? Because I don't know. Yeah. So other than
back,
we've also got Crossing Souls.
What the hell is that?
I have no idea.
Is that like remember that game Murder Soul Suspect? Is that like a sequel? No, it's not. I don't know what I'm talking about.
This is being done by Devolver Digital, which does great stuff. So I love Devolver.
Okay.
We got Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Yay!
Which I might be interested because if we're doing more future shit, I am so.
No, actually, I'm not even gonna lie. I was even kind of interested in Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare, yeah. I didn't give a fuck until Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, it was cool.
And then apparently Black Ops 2 was also futuristic, so I might have to go back. And
that one's fine. I played through that. That's okay.
Yeah. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
Ooh,
Yeah. Destiny is getting an expansion. Another one, if anyone's still playing that.
Yeah.
Disney Infinity 3.0 edition.
Great! Excited!
Yeah, more plastic pie.
Yeah.
The Division, which I'm actually interested.
I don't really know shit about it. Like,
I hope we get more. I want to see actual. Well, we saw gameplay, but we didn't see like.
Can you just break down like what it's supposed to be? Because I've been meaning on looking it up.
Basically, it's kind of like a semi-always online MMO sort of thing, where basically you squad up with people and you're basically doing dungeons, but it's dressed up as like New York after not apocalypse but an evacuation.
Okay.
And basically you have like, drones and gadgets and like it's a lot of weird integration stuff.
So it sounds like Destiny but not a bad game.
It's Destiny. Well, I'm not going to say it's Destiny, but it's basically third-person MMO shooter.
Okay.
There you go.
I heard it's supposed to have like survival aspects too.
I haven't seen anything about survival aspects.
Okay.
It looks like it's just straight up shooter, get gear, get loot, and it's supposed to be like random drops.
And you know what's exciting about this game? What? It's an Ubisoft game that is not Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Then we've got this is actually. I didn't know about this. Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition.
Yeah.
For PS4 and Xbox
One. Oh, wow.
So I can actually play this on a console and
at first I was curious. Now you have my attention.
No, I think it was like curiosity.
I fuck it. Anyway,
Doom 3.
Doom. Oh no, isn't Doom? No, it's just Doom, isn't it?
Oh.
No. Oh yeah, Bethesda's gonna show off that because they're coming out with a new Doom game that once again. Dropping a number is just Doom.
Doom, yeah.
It's just Doom.
Then we got Enter the Gungeon, which I heard was interesting. I don't know anything about it. Got Fable Legends.
Does anyone really...
Whoa! This is actually on the list.
What?
Fallout 4. Wait, no, it's listed as TBA.
But it's not being announced at E3. Or they might show it at E3.
It's on IGN's list.
Huh.
So we could actually get this.
Yeah, no, it's... listen, if it's not Fallout 4, I'll cut my dick off.
Yo, it's on the podcast. Everybody, make a note of this. He will cut his dick off.
It can be gone.
Alright, we got Forza 6, if you're in a driving.
Those games are really fun.
Yeah,
and they're actually very deep driving simulator.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 6?
Yes, Tokyo Drift.
For a second, I just thought of something. It's Fast and Furious Tokyo Ghoul.
No, you weeaboo, go away.
I don't even like Tokyo Ghoul. Alright, so Guitar Hero Live.
That looks... No. Did you see it? Did you see it?
Is that the one where it's like they have actual people in the crowd?
All right, we'll run through. Once you read off the list, we'll run through what what we're excited for and what looks bad. So
all right.
this is
Halo 5 Guardians. We're getting a Homefront 2.
That's confusing.
Hollow Point. This is new.
Okay.
Just Cause 3. Hella.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Finally. Wait. PS4?
Waiting my whole
I
life.
don't know.
Is it gonna be exclusive?
PS4, Xbox One.
Oh no, it's not.
So no.
Lego Jurassic World.
Whoa.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Mario Maker. Mass Effect 4.
Mean?
Basically, it's basically you get to make your own Mario levels.
Yeah, it's kind of like an art.
And
thing.
you can mess around with stuff, so it's like an easier way to make like those homebrew Mario stuff that people make, like Brutal Mario and stuff like that. Magic Duels Origin. Oh, it's another Magic game. Mass Effect 4. Metal Gear Solid 5. We already know.
We've been knowing that for too long.
Minecraft Story Mode. Telltale Games.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be a Telltale game series.
Love to see this.
What are the moral choices there? Throw diamond in lava? Don't throw the diamond in the lava. Hey, this guy's building a really cool castle. Fuck his shit up.
Start a fire.
And the Enderman will remember that. Mirror's Edge 2 might be hype. I'm hyped about that.
Yeah.
I hope they don't fuck it up. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Dude, no, those games are fun as hell. I'm not even gonna lie.
Thank you.
They're so fun.
The story.
Finally, some enthusiasm. Alright, then we got No Man's Sky.
Ooh.
Overwatch. Yo, Persona 5.
Finally.
Oh, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. Pillars.
What?
I don't know what that is.
You guess you gotta
Persona?
play.
Yo,
I know what Persona is, but like I don't know what Persona is. You know, I don't
Play 4. Start at 4.
we're
Like
playing
everyone
4.
else.
Well, I guess
I'm gonna bring my PS2 over. We're gonna play 4.
I guess I'm playing 4.
Yeah. We got Pillars of Eternity is getting an expansion. Pillars of Eternity. You like Baldur's Gate stuff, right? It's that.
Oh,
It's
isometric
that.
RPG.
Yes.
Oh.
Quantum Break. I'm not sure if they're still doing the whole show thing connection.
I hope they don't because that's. Remember, what's that game that tried to do that?
Defiance.
Defiance. That was so awful.
Yeah. And then we got Relics of Gods. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I'm excited for that actually.
Oh, whoa! Xbox 360 and Xbox One time exclusive.
Ooh, the time exclusive. Remember? Oh, remember?
Yeah,
we bet about that last summer.
There's a shit fit about that.
Yeah.
Rock Band 4.
Gonna be awesome.
We got Ronin.
I wonder what's
Scalebound. Question mark. Star Wars Battlefront.
Yo.
Yeah.
Cautious optimism, I guess. And
is that the last one or no?
No. Star Wars Visceral Project.
I'm excited for that too.
What is that?
I'm assuming it's gonna be a third-person shooter. It's gonna be an adventure game. And, I hope because Visceral they did the Dead Space series. What if it's 1313? What if they're reviving that?
Oh yeah, a third person. Yeah,
that would be crazy. Cool. But we'll see.
We got Sword Coast of Legends. It's made by Wizards of the Coast, so I'm guessing
okay. So there's a Baldur's Gate expansion called Swords of the Coast for the first one. That's Wizards of. So I don't know. We'll see.
Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2. If they make this multi-platform,
it is multi-plat.
It's gonna be multi-plat.
Yeah.
Awesome. Because if they improve on Titanfall, I am on board. Because Titanfall, I was already on board for the fact that mechs. Because yes, I have a total mech owner, but I didn't have an Xbox One, and I wasn't going to buy an Xbox One for Titanfall. But if it's multi, I will definitely hop on that. Uncharted 4, Until Dawn, which looks awesome.
Yeah.
WWE 2K16.
Yeah.
Wait, did I show you Wrestling Isn't Wrestling?
No.
We gotta watch that after this. Xenoblade Chronicles and Yoshi's Woolly World, and that is a list.
Alright, so... No, Xenoblade.
Yoshi anime.
This just in, Yoshi is weeaboo bullshit. So what are you excited for personally? What do you want to see? What is like, oh man, it's just the blood is just rushing to your happy place.
It's called a cock. So okay, so definitely Persona 5, like all the stuff that I'm hype about is stuff I already knew about.
Yeah.
So Persona 5, The Division, it was originally on my radar, but I kind of sort of forgot about it, but I'm like, yeah, Division. Persona, Division, Scalebound might be interesting. I forget who, I think Kamiya's working on that. Kamiya from Platinum Games.
Okay.
Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Wonderful 101. Character action. Might be cool. Other than that, Fallout 4, if it happens,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. My
intuition
intuition says yes.
Mirror's Edge 2, if they keep it and they don't try to action it, if they don't try to action it up, it'll be fine. I just want more Mirror's Edge. Okay. I don't want a shooter. If they try to make it into a shooter, it's gonna just. What about you guys?
All right, so Sony has a lot of interesting games in their stable that's coming up for E3 that they're coming that's coming out down the line. Now I can't lie. I'm a Naughty Dog fanboy. I came out of the womb before even Crash Bandicoot came out. Like, yeah, this shit's hype. I'm a Naughty Dog fanboy, so yeah, I'm excited for Uncharted 4 because Naughty Dog is a studio that so far has not disappointed me at all. I mean, look at their track record. You got the Uncharted series, solid series. The first one was okay, but the second one, that's my favorite third-person shooter of all time. Oh my god, it's a great adventure game. You go to different locales, awesome set pieces. It's the closest I will ever get to being an Indiana Jones movie. So, you know what? Yeah, if we can get more of the same from Uncharted 4, awesome. I saw some of the gameplay for that. It looked great. The levels were more expansive because now utilizing, the power of these new consoles, we can have bigger maps, bigger levels. Bigger adventure. I'm excited for that. That's going to be great. Now, we're looking at more kind of niche games coming out from Sony. Sony, smart of them, they took on a indie game. They funded this. It's going to be exclusive with No Man's Sky. Really interesting game. Really pretty game.
It's really ambitious.
Really ambitious.
For their first game, I'm like, wow. If they could pull it off, that'd be amazing.
That's really cool.
Another studio that's doing the people who are doing Dreadnought. I talked about that first podcast because that was right after PAX. Their first game also. So we have a lot of these people coming out of nowhere with these really huge games that are showing a lot of promise.
No Man's Sky, I'm really interested in it because because it kind of has kind of like the Minecraft kind of vibe, but Minecraft doesn't really appeal to me. But this does.
This seems more of you're adventuring and discovering rather than you're gonna build.
I told you before, with me in games, I love games where I get to explore, and that looks like that's gonna really feed that crib that I have.
Now the selling point is if it plays more like Elite Dangerous and is more like a space sim, where it's let me get a squad of people and find some dudes with a dreadnought and just have 5 dudes and fighters just bomb the hell out of it and then just jump out or something. That would be really cool if they have an in-depth combat system or some kind of player interaction other than, hey, let's just go exploring and hold hands together.
Kind of like in what's that game? Really good game. The one. The fucking damn it! Oh my god! Oh god! No, it's I had it in my head and now it's gone.
Try to describe it.
The one with the scarf and the little red thing that wears. Oh,
Journey.
Journey. Great game, by the way. Yeah, I kind of had that with the multiplayer where you just kind of randomly interact with players and then you see them and they go. So I'm really excited for that game. That game looks. I hope they pull it off because it looks really awesome. And I want to see. That's what I want to see from this generation. I really want to see new ideas. Because last gen, towards the middle and the end, we just got a stream of nothing just the fucking same kind of shooter. And that got kind of boring. So I'm hoping that they really do take advantage of these consoles and just make these really interesting experiences. Like the next game I want to talk about, Until Dawn. I saw 40 minutes of gameplay from that. Mm-hmm. Really cool. How David Cage tried to do the thing? This game does it better.
David Cage tried to do the thing, and this game does it better.
Because I already know the story's gonna be cheesy, but you might not know this. If you follow me on Tumblr, you notice I'm a big horror fan. I'm a horror junkie. I love horror movies, and I love cheesy slasher films. And this is what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be like one of those slasher films. What I find really interesting from what I saw from the game, not only are you kind of deciding what these characters are going to do, but you're also going to decide on the relationships. And that's going to play a bigger part once you progress in the game, because that might be the deciding factor of like one character saving another. And you're going to have a really a decent sized cast of characters you're going to take control of. So that's a really cool thing, and I'm really excited to see that. Other things I'm excited for, of course, I've been waiting for Battlefront 3 for 10 years. I've been watching that game get picked up and dropped. Because Pandemic was originally a studio that made the Battlefront series. Sadly, they closed down. The next studio I think that picked it up closed down too, so this game was kind of cursed. It was floating around development hell. Now we have DICE, makers of Battlefield, picking it up, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that series. I'm really excited. What's cool about that game? Great attention to detail. All the explosions in that game are modeled after the explosions from the original trilogy. So they're gonna look the same. It's gonna feel the same. It's gonna feel like you're in these movies. So that's I think if a studio is really taking that much care in paying that much attention, I think it's in good hands. Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know if I'm excited, but it's one of those things where it's like it's been so long. It's like,
do you still have that?
I think it's one of those things where everyone's gonna play for the nostalgia because it's a mainline Kingdom Hearts and we haven't had one of those in a while. But I mean, if you haven't played all the the spin-offs, the 398 days and the 1.5 hearts and the dream drop distance,
dream catcher distance.
Yeah, like if you I feel like the series has left me behind.
Yeah, same.
And I'm not bitter about it. I'm like, okay, it's just that I did not have the patience and time and money to buy all the different consoles to play all the different.
That's a stupid game was spread across. Now, well, it's kind of easier now.
Well, yeah, I think the
HD
collection.
They have everything.
Is it everything?
It's almost everything.
It's almost everything.
The only thing that doesn't have is dream drop distance. But between those two, you get like a video for that 3DS one, and then you get Chain of Memories, and then with the second HD collection, you get 2, and you get Birth by Sleep, which I heard was really good.
Okay.
So I mean,
it's not as bad as
it's not as bad. Okay. Now it's a little bit manageable. But I think they're exclusive though for the PlayStation. So if you have an Xbox,
well, I mean, the series started on a PlayStation, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
But I think for me, it's more the first Kingdom Hearts is my favorite game. It is my favorite game of all time for a lot of different reasons. Maybe mostly for my nostalgia, but I think it's a game that really holds up today. It's a fucking great game. I've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 forever. Remember every time they had news about a new game, we're like, 3? And then there was some other spin-off, and they've been playing that game for the longest time. So I think for me, I don't know if I'm excited for the game, because I already know how it's going to be. We saw some gameplay for it. It's more of the same. But I think it's
it's kind of fine.
But no, I'm not saying that's bad. No, it's fine. So I'm like, but for me, I think it's closure. Because, like you said, the series left us. It did.
Are they actually going to end that series?
No. You want to know something funny?
What?
And I laughed out loud when I heard this. Kingdom Hearts 3 ends the first story arc in the Kingdom Hearts series.
What?
No.
Yeah.
But they took so long.
That's what I'm saying. The initial fan base.
You know what this is?
What?
This is going to be the next generation's Final
Fantasy. It is. Because
they're probably going to separate and have their own individual stories. But here's the thing. I understand that with Final Fantasy, it's not every Final Fantasy has to lead into another Final Fantasy, and they can all be their own separate stories. But with Kingdom Hearts, it's so are we still going to have Goofy and Donald?
Yeah.
Are we still going to have Wall-E, or are we gonna have Baymax show up? No, that's Pixar. That's Pixar, right?
Pixar is owned by Disney.
Okay. Well, yeah. Like, are we gonna do that?
And then we can have Star Wars characters and Marvel characters now because they're all owned by Disney.
I want that, but I don't want
See
that.
Iron Man show up.
No, because like the aesthetic, the Disney aesthetic of Kingdom Hearts is what worked for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. For me, it's just closure because, like you said, that series left us behind a long time ago.
Mm.
You know, and it's just closure for me to like finally this game I've been waiting for since I was 14 years old is finally out, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna cry.
It's been 18 years.
But like, I don't know. And even like I don't know, the quality of the games have been kind of wavering for me because Kingdom Hearts was a great game too. I mean, it was a great game, but the story was like
that's where the story went nuts.
yeah, that's when the story went nuts.
Aesthetically, I really liked it.
It's a great game.
I love the QuickTime events, even though they were just like 1 or 2 buttons. But like, it was a fun game to play.
Kingdom Hearts, the first game wasn't too convoluted. It wasn't actually convoluted at all. It was very
because it was the first.
It's the most straightforward game Square Enix has ever put out. It really is. Maybe there's something I might be missing. I don't know. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm hopeful. It's probably gonna be great. I'm probably gonna love it.
Yeah.
What else is coming out? Oh shit. Yeah, Guitar Hero. So, did you see this thing?
No, I haven't.
Did you see this? All right. So yeah, you're like you were saying before. What it is it's called Guitar Hero Live. So the idea is that you're playing in front of a live audience. So they really capture the audience, and the audience is reacting to how you're playing, which is really corny as hell.
Yeah.
We've done. Remember those like games back in the '90s? Those like video. They're like what do you call them? They're like live action videos.
I know what you're talking about.
Like that sleepover one, the Night Trap.
Night Trap. Yeah.
That's what it kind of feels
They
like.
have a bunch of pre-recorded videos.
Yeah. It's a bunch of pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah.
Also, have you seen the guitar for this thing?
No.
It's not. They totally remodeled it. So, what they wanted to do was emulate the feeling of going down a fretboard, figuring down a fretboard. So, what's going to happen is that there's going to be on the very top of the fret, there's going to be 4 buttons, I think, and there's going to be 2 black, 2 white, and there's going to be buttons on the side that you press. I think one is I forgot the exact setup. So basically, it's just you alternate between like those buttons. So they're all like black and white and stuff like that. But like what I understand is that like the original guitar did simulate going down a fretboard, just a different direction. Instead of going across, you're going down. So I don't see the difference between going across the fretboard and going down the fretboard. I feel like going down the fretboard makes me actually feel like I'm playing a guitar. That's just me. But I don't know. It's really weird. It's not going to be as good as Rock Band 4. Rock Band 4 is going to be sick. Rock Band 4, what's great about them, because Harmonix, they know their audience. So those the songs that you bought in Rock Band 3 are going to be transported to Rock Band 4. So you don't feel like, I wasted all my money on this. So that's great. The only problem is, and that's not really their fault, it's just tech. You can't use your old guitars in your drum set because they're just not compatible with the new consoles. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
It's ironic that Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think that's competition is still there.
Who went first? Did they decide to jump and
Actually, Guitar Hero was announced first.
Okay.
But by the time they announced Rock Band was announced first. But by the time they announced Guitar Hero, which was like I think the announcements were like separated by like maybe a week or 2. Mm-hmm. Guitar Hero already had gameplay and stuff. So these are games that have been being like they've been working on these games for a while. Yeah, it's crazy. It's going to be high school again. We're going to see the music game wars. They're coming back in full swing. That's going to be interesting to see.
I wonder what Dragon Force song is going to be the super hard one for this.
Friends Forever.
Get some Dragon Sound up in there.
Dragon Sound.
You know what? Whoever has Dragon Sound, that's the one I'm going to buy. That's going to determine which one I get.
You know what's funny? When you said Dragon Force, I just thought Dragon Sound.
You automatically went to Dragon Sound.
Because Dragon Sound is a better band.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Definitely more talented.
Of course. If you haven't seen Miami Connection, go watch it.
Yeah.
Key, are you excited for anything? Is there anime shit that you like? That's going to be anime-esque?
I'm sorry, but Naruto, Shippuden.
Those games are fun.
I know.
I think they're better than the new Dragon Ball Z games. They're way better than the new Dragon Ball Z games.
Well, the new Dragon Ball Z is
Don't
which
they
one? What's
don't
the
they
newest
play
one?
kind of like the
Xenoverse?
Yeah,
Oh
that one
my
is
God.
ridiculous.
No, the Naruto games play like the old Dragon Ball Z.
Tenkaichi, right?
They play like Tenkaichi.
Okay.
That's why they're so good.
Xenoverse is very complicated because the statistics in that game is like really fucking weird because like you know in Monster Hunter there's a certain chance that this item will be here.
Yeah.
Xenoverse is like 20 times worse, like because there's a certain chance that you'll find something there, but then there's like another like short percentage that'll even show up, and it's just like hell. But I'm excited for Naruto, of course, and Persona 4, of course.
5, you mean?
5, fuck yeah, because you need to play 4, but yeah.
Play 4, yeah.
5 is gonna be.
Is
really
Persona
awesome.
the game where the anime characters shoot themselves in the head?
Yes, that's 3 though.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
it's symbolic.
That's the most because I remember that game. I remember seeing like trailers for 3 in my like emo years. I'm like, oh yeah, that's edgy, that's dark, I like that. Yeah, I want to play that shit.
And it's funny because the games are so much deeper than that. And it's like you see, just like on a surface level glance, you're like, oh, it's so edgy. But then you play, it's like, oh,
I mean, like the morals are like obvious, like duh, be yourself,
and Persona
do
4
what's right.
is
Like
basically Scooby-Doo Adventures.
The fuck? What does that mean?
Scooby-Doo Adventures.
What does that mean?
You're the mystery squad.
Okay.
We're gonna play it, and it's gonna.
So it's gonna be like Clue.
Not exactly.
Okay.
It's this weird tonal disparity where
the
it's like
music's really good.
you have like serious shit going on where people are being murdered and you're investigating a murder, but at the same time you have like anime tropes happening, like the field trip trope, the beach episode trope,
Oh my god.
the going to a sauna and getting drunk trope.
I'm gonna love it, hate it. I'm gonna love it because it's everything I hate
Here's
about
the thing,
anime.
though.
Okay,
You have
good.
2 options here. You can play the game, which is about 200 hours long, and I still haven't finished it. Or you can watch the anime, which is really bad, but it condenses it into 12 episodes.
I'd rather play the game because
Okay.
I like video games.
You
Because that's what we're here
You
for.
made the better choice because
Yeah.
that anime is trash.
I
So
actually
painful.
made like a whole board game based off of Persona, based off of like, cause like they all have like cards and star signs and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and I made like a whole.
For what? Was that just like for fun?
Yes, because I really like Persona like that much.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna do a Persona tabletop at one point. I was like, this has a lot of potential.
I mean, if you guys are that crazy about it, it must be good.
Yeah.
This game just popped up in my head. Anyone play Xenoblade Sagas? I don't know what that is.
No.
No, because it was on the Wii. It was on the Wii, the original Wii, and like apparently it didn't have that many copies, and it's like really super hard to get one. But it's like an amazing game that's like a must play.
But it had an unfortunate it was just unfortunately released on the Wii.
Yeah, yeah. And then they have the version that's for the new 3DS, but once again, it's like you need a new 3DS.
Yeah. No, I don't want to talk
So
about
I'll
that
have
shit.
to go
That
through.
makes me
You have
mad.
to go through more hoops to get the. I mean, it's more accessible than it was before.
The difference.
It's either that or you.
All right. I'm gonna break this down real quick.
I thought it was just skins.
No. This is
There's
effectively it's effectively a new console.
Yeah,
Why?
basically.
It's
There's games that you can only play on the new 3DS.
Yeah, because I think it has a better processor and it added the second joystick. Which all right,
You have the circle pad.
I'm gonna bring back an old rant. So Nintendo knew that the PS Vita was coming out and it was gonna come out with 2 joysticks. So being the competitor, you think you'll match them. So why didn't they do that in the first place? Why didn't you have 2 circle pads in the first place? Why did I have to buy a stupid circle pad plus? And hold on. And why can't I play the new 3DS games with my circle pad plus? Because it has all the things that the new 3DS has. It has the extra trigger and it has the extra the circle pad. So I guess it's just the processor.
That's
But
so
yeah,
stupid.
it's
Like
stupid.
a waste of money.
And it's fucking it's
Once again,
Nintendo
Nintendo.
always
It's
does
either
that. No,
like
they don't.
I'm convinced they either do this stuff as an accident because they haven't had the foresight, which a major business that's
but
multi-million
they can't do that.
or they're
though.
doing this like intentionally.
No, you know what it is? I mean, they just can't do that. Because the 3DS, how old is it? It's like, what, like 4 years old?
4 or 5.
It's almost no. It's like almost 3 or 4 years old. It's not that old, and you're already releasing a new handheld. You know what happened to Sega when Sega kept releasing new consoles because the console before that failed? People stopped buying Sega consoles because it's like, oh, I just bought this one. Why is there a new one coming out 2 years later?
There's no point, yeah.
And then then like the consumer base like they don't trust you anymore because you look like you know what the fuck you're doing.
Well,
You look like an asshole now. Now I feel like an asshole because I bought the 3DS.
God forbid anyone waited to buy a 3DS.
I mean, if they waited, I mean...
No, like, if you, like, say you just bought a 3DS this year.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then it dropped, like, oh, wow.
I felt that way when I brought my 3DS and the XL came out.
Oh. Well, I mean, at least that wasn't that much of a difference.
Make
It was
like
just
an
like...
XL,
But at least with the XL...
It's still the same
and
console.
then, yeah,
But it's still the same console. At least it's still the same console. But with this is a completely new console because, I mean, if it has games exclusive to it, it's effectively a new console. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And rant. Is there... I don't know.
I think that's it for E3.
I mean,
like,
there's things that I'm just like... I'm so passive about a lot of it. Like, of course, I'm passive about the Call of Duties and the Assassin's Creed, and not because they're horrible, but because they happen every year, so they don't even need to be announced.
It's like clockwork. It's like what can we say besides a new one's happening?
But they don't even need to be announced. I just should know that every Christmas there's gonna be one on the shelf.
Like, it's November. It should be.
They don't even need to advertise this shit anymore. This is like, wait, what time is it? Is that time of the year? Let me go to
Call
GameStop
of Duty time.
and harvest my Assassin's Creed.
It's Madden season. It's Madden season.
It's Madden season.
Which, props to them for their marketing, because that last Madden marketing thing with the commercial
Memes.
and their memes,
Memes.
the meme generator. They were spot on. They understood what they were doing, and
Also, I have to give to them. I played Madden 25. It was really good.
Oh,
It was awesome. Yeah. And this is coming from me. I don't play sports games often, but I played Madden 25. I was like, this game is fucking cool. Yeah.
All right. So going on to the next piece of news. Which one do we want to do? Hatred, banning, or
I mean, how long are we? How far are we into the?
we got time.
We got time.
We got time.
All right. I guess we have time. Well, she doesn't have all the time.
Oh well. Let's talk about hatred.
All right. Do you wanna?
What's there to say about
All right,
hatred?
so,
Actually, in retrospect, do we need to talk about hatred?
No, but let's talk.
Let's talk about Twitch.
All right. Let's start with Twitch.
All right, yeah, because basically, so Twitch had a little addendum to their terms of service, whatever, where basically you cannot play adult-only rated games on Twitch.
Which, at first, it doesn't seem like a big deal because.
But it was basically a response exclusively just to stop people from playing hatred on Twitch.
That's the reason.
It's not explicit, but the timing of it with everything going on,
Yeah.
and the fact that hatred is like there's not that many AO games coming out.
I think
very rarely.
if you want to
used.
look it up, the list of AO games is really short.
Yeah, there's not that many, but it's basically a response to hatred, which is kind of weird because like you can play games like you can play Mortal Kombat on stream. You can play Hotline Miami.
You can play
on stream.
Postal on
You can
stream,
play
which is
you
pretty
can
much
play
like
Postal on
hatred.
stream, but you can't play Honey Pop, and you can't play Hatred.
But hatred isn't getting. Is it getting an official rating by the ESRB, or is it just gonna be unrated? I'm guessing that it's getting an official rating since you're not allowed
I
to.
mean,
Which is, I think it's stupid on Twitch's part because, like I said, at first it didn't sound like a big deal because there's not really a lot of AO games out to begin with. But then it's kind of dumb on their part because think about the like how many people are going to actually watch a hatred stream. A lot of people are going to watch it because a lot of people might not even buy it.
So I looked up a list of AO rated games and it's not exactly in order.
Okay.
But there's not that many.
No, there's not.
There's not that many. 2006 we had Playboy the Mansion.
I remember that game.
2009 we had Manhunt 2, the uncut version.
Yep.
Hatred, June 1st, 2015. San Andreas got one, but that was after in response.
It
to
was
the hot
retroactive, but they reverted it back to M.
We have F, A Fairy Tale of the Two,
What the
which
fuck?
came out in 2014.
It must have been like some like kinky ass. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like one of those like exotic novels.
Yeah,
Or like middle-aged women.
And then we have another one called Eden Plus Mosaic.
That sounds like a porn too.
Yeah, like there's
Erotic fiction.
three games to have an AO rating in like the past like.
And
4 or
and
5
you gotta
years.
remember the ESRB isn't even that old. The ESRB I think it started in '95.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the history. of
But
the
yeah, so
ESRB
basically this was a anti-hatred rule that was made, which I don't understand why Twitch would want to ban. Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Even if people don't buy hatred, right? Many people are interested in it.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to see what's the fuss.
Because
about.
honestly,
So,
I'd watch
if
hatred
anything, they
streams.
should encourage this.
Yeah, they should.
Because that means that, you might have a couple of streamers that are doing streams of hatred. You're going to get more viewers.
Yeah.
When a new game comes out and it's like the first week and people don't buy it, they want to see people on stream play it. So Twitch should want people to watch their
they're
streams.
losing out on some ad revenue.
Yeah, they're losing out on some serious ad revenue here. So it's not
maybe
that
maybe they're
serious.
doing so well that they don't even give a shit.
Yeah, and I think the reasoning was like, we want to have an inclusive environment where everybody can, enjoy themselves.
But I mean, if it's an inclusive environment, then they should let hatred do its thing. That's
Also,
inclusive.
I think there should be a discrepancy between, hey, if you're a user under 16 years old,
But you already
you
do
should
that.
be able
but
to
you
view-
already do that because I have my own stream. I have my Twitch channel.
Mhm.
You can there's a thing where you can select an option where before people watch your video, it lets you know that this is for mature viewers.
mature viewers only.
That happened
Yeah,
to me
so
yesterday. I was
why-
watching a stream and I was like, this is
This is
new.
for mature audiences.
Yeah,
so-
I had to click and
Yeah, so
verify.
why is it that this game? It's just because they want to avoid controversy. Is what I think it is? Which, to be honest, it's like, all right. I
But
understand
this
when
is
it's
a start. This is a Streisand effect, because for them, by doing this, they started a controversy. I think if they just let it be, no one would think anything. I don't
And you know
think
what
there'd
it
be
is?
controversy over that.
It's giving this game too much power, because now people are gonna seek
This
this out.
shitty ass twin stick isometric shooter has all. I don't know what. I'm just so it's just mind blowing how much press this game is getting.
Mm. And you know what's not getting press?
What?
Yandere Simulator.
What is that?
It's a game straight
That's
up
gonna be
about
well,
being.
it's anime shit. So I
Yeah,
don't know if
it's
you're gonna
it's anime
like
shit.
it.
But basically, you're a creepy girl stalking your senpai,
Yeah.
and if you think any girl is
But
like
it's
trying
still
to
in
make,
development.
you can it's still in
so
development,
It's not done.
but no one said anything. But basically, you can murder and torture people. Well, girls specifically, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like, why is this not getting any blowback from it?
I
because
don't think
it-
it's as graphic
it's-
as that
it's-
one.
it's not.
It's not that graphic. It's bloody, but
Yeah.
it's not like. And looking at hatred, it's not graphic from
But
what
it's
I've
the context
seen.
of the violence
It's the
that bothers people.
It's
And
the-
it
it's-
actually, honestly,
it's-
it bothers me too.
It's the killing of innocents and unarmed.
And I feel like I have a high threshold for things, but that does bother me,
Mhm.
especially with a lot of things that have been going on.
I mean,
recently.
yeah, it's
It does
like,
bother me a lot.
but I understand that it's allowed to exist.
Yeah, no, but definitely
Like,
it's allowed to exist.
it's a little bit bad taste, but it's like.
I mean, people are allowed to, it's a free market, man.
Yeah,
You put
it's
it out there, people wanna
a
buy
free
it.
market. People want to buy it, they'll buy it. People don't want to buy it because they're morally
I mean,
object
that's
to
like
it,
that's.
then they don't have to buy it.
I mean, I kind of hate both sides of the argument because, you got those people who think it should be censored. Nothing should be censored.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's the thing. It's like you
you have to allow people.
Things,
Let people make their own choices.
yeah. It's a decision that's not up to us.
No, I don't care if someone else buys it. I'm not gonna buy it. But yeah, I don't give a shit about that. But then there's the other side of it, where people were like, "Oh my God, you're oversensitive," or people are acting like this is a new phenomenon. People complaining about violent video games, like this is a SJW invention that's recent. It's not.
Mhm.
People have been bitching about violent video games forever. You made a point before though that now this is gamers complaining.
Yeah,
about it.
because before it was people from outside the community jumping on us when it's something that they didn't understand. When people were getting on Grand Theft Auto and saying it's a murder simulator, and then you have like a screenshot of some dude who's like, "Oh, I'm killing all these people. How? Oh no, this is so terrible." It's like you're pulling the trigger. You
Yeah.
don't have to pull the trigger. You don't have to kill any innocent civilians if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And then it's like now the backlash is,
From people who should understand.
from inside the community of like, we're and it's a thing where it's like gaming, it's getting bigger, but we're still seen as the little brother of media.
Yeah, which is
Where-
funny because we're making the most money.
We're making the money, people. Yeah, but like we're still like the little brother, and we're under so much scrutiny. While all these other mediums aren't, they've done this already.
Yeah, they've
Like
been through this.
music doesn't get called out, movies doesn't get called out. I mean, TV sometimes gets called out, especially with the whole recent Game of Thrones thing. But we're not gonna go into that. But like, we get so much shit. And it's like we spent all these years trying to be like, no, we're a serious demographic. There's the money is here, the people are here, we have our own culture, respect us. And then it's like this game's out, and it's like, yeah, okay, well, I hate everything. I'm gonna kill everything.
I mean, we've been
And
going.
it feels like it's
Yeah.
taking away from our credibility
Yeah.
as a platform. Not to say that this game can't exist and artistic games can't exist in the same it's a spectrum. Like it doesn't take it away, but it feels like it does take away from how we're perceived.
But it does because ever since I'm gonna just come out and say it. Ever since Gamergate decided to clash with Anita Sarkeesian, we've been going on a backslide because Anita Sarkeesian has so much power in the press. She's pretty much construing gamers in a completely negative light, and everyone's buying it. People who aren't like really in the know, people who don't play video games, they just see what she says.
Yeah, the image of gamers is that we're all trash, anti-SJW,
And dude, but
feminist
like
hating. Yeah,
but it's affecting the industry, and it's affecting the way academia sees video games. Because I was reading about something about this. So there's people who actually want to archive games to preserve them because this is the perfect time to do it. Because this is still a very new medium. We can start doing it now, so that later on line we still have these games. Now you have a lot of these places, a lot of these schools who aren't funding that anymore. Because they're like, oh, video games is just like it's very lowbrow because of all this shit that's been happening.
Yeah.
So now they're losing this funding. So yeah, it's actually having an impact on the real world, and that sucks. I'm just really annoyed. I think who annoys me the most in this whole argument is just the developer.
Yeah, he does seem a bit edgelord.
Yeah, I mean dude. That game looks like it's trying so hard to be edgy. It is so
and it's
corny.
like it's one thing. It feels like we're a parody. We're trying to make a like.
But this is like so. It takes itself so seriously
to the point where it's like I'm not sure if this is seriously, but someone is serious.
And then he went on to say something to the effect of like this game is the counter argument to the video game industry becoming really politically correct and sensitive. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Video games are more violent and more unapologetic than ever. Did you not see the last Mortal Kombat game? What world do you live in where games are being neutered? They're not. That doesn't exist. But it's that mentality where it's just like if you see a black person in the game or if you see a woman in the game, it's automatically politicized.
What's this SJW bullshit?
What's this SJ? There's a black person. What's this fucking shoving your views down my throat? Because my existence is a view. My existence is a political statement, apparently. So it comes out of that fucking ignorance. But you know what? Whatever. This guy is riding high right now because his game is getting so much press right now. And he's probably going to make a decent amount of money. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's time to tell.
So yeah, that happened, and I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Well, you guys want to do any last plugs or anything before we?
Oh, okay. So you can follow us on Tumblr.
Yep, we have a
at
Tumblr.
gamertrashpodcast.tumblr.com. I think what is it? What's the
Oh my!
It always ends as .tumblr.com. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it that? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll link it.
We'll link it.
In
our respective blogs, you can follow me on Tumblr. I'm FGPacabra. I'm also FGPacabra on Twitter, so you can follow me there too.
Oh, I have to follow you, right?
Yeah. I don't really tweet that much. I should start tweeting more.
And I am also on Tumblr as Guru the Third. .tumblr.com, and also on Twitter as at Dice and
Our
Metal.
bios aren't published yet.
Okay.
not all of them. That we're gonna work on all that.
We got to do social media.
We're gonna work on our social media.
We got to do some brand integration here
Yeah.
and make sure we got more mind share and publicize ourselves more and basically call Paul marketing.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, since now, I mean, we're all on vacation. It's the summertime. We're all here, which makes podcasting much
Way
easier.
easier instead of trying to do it on Skype and then get 3 Audacity files and smash
Yeah,
them
and try to smash them together, and then oh my god, the call dropped. So now we're gonna have to edit around that.
Yep.
So it's gonna be, it's gonna be much easier to get these out, and we can do these more often.
More often, yeah, or whenever we feel like, because at the end of the day, we're doing this for fun. We like hearing ourselves talk, because vanity.
But I really want to do one next week because it's E3.
For E3, definitely.
Because I need to jump on that.
Yeah, look forward to the E3 cast. This has been the Gamertrash podcast. See ya.
To all of you American girls in the movies, no one can tell